everybody! Today we're going to do something a little bit different and we are going to learn how to draw Pokemon characters. This is good for kids. You can pretty easy to follow along or parents who want to learn a new skill and maybe impress the kids. So all you need is some scrap paper, a pencil, and a really good eraser. The eraser is important. So I will show you how to draw some Pokemon. All right, everybody, we are going to start with the easiest one, which is Jigglypuff. So the first thing you're going to want to do is draw a round circle. Now, don't get too worked up about getting the circle exactly right, because that's where our eraser is going to come in handy. So get the circle that you like the shape, and if you don't like the shape, you know, keep at it till you get the right one. But just play around till you get the circle that you want to get. All right, now we're gonna add some arms. So I'm gonna start with his little arm here, another little arm, or I guess a foot really, down here. Then he's got an arm close to a foot over here. And like I said, try to get the shape, and if you're not happy with it, erase it and keep at it. All right, and now another little fin type arm over here. It's not quite as triangular, so I'm gonna round that off a little. Don't worry that the lines are intersecting at this point because we're going to erase them. So I said you need a really good eraser. Okay, now let's draw some ears. So he's got these kind of pointy, sort of cat-like triangular ears. All right, and then he's got this little puff of hair in between his ears. It sort of curls around. So we're gonna give him a nice little poof curl. All right, now let's get rid of his head because his hair is on his head, right? So let's get rid of that. And let's get rid of this here because his arm's kind of coming out here. So that'll go here. And we're gonna keep this one because I guess his leg is sort of behind him. All right, now let's give the ears a little bit more definition here. He's got sort of a, again, similar to a cat. Give that, and another one over here. And let's give him a cute little smile. His mouth is a little bit higher up. Don't like that location. Gonna get that eraser out again. His mouth is a little bit higher up, and he's got big old eyes, big old round eyes. So we're gonna give him big round eyes. Now we're gonna give his eyes a little bit more definition. All right, now let's color in his ears a little bit, shade those in. There we go. And it's just about it. Looks like a Jigglypuff to me. Here we go. And now you've made a Jigglypuff. All right, so next up, we're gonna go a little bit more complicated. We're gonna do a Bulbasaur, and I like the cute Pokemon better than the ones, I guess, that are good fighters or have cool skills. I just like them for when they're cute. So we're gonna move on to another cutie, Bulbasaur. All right, so we're gonna start. His head is sort of an oval-y shape. So let's give him a little bit of a flat-topped head that kind of comes a little bit around. I mean, so I guess he's sort of a turtle. All right, so now his little body kind of comes out down a little bit, and then from over here, it's kind of a worm sort of looking shape. All right, so now we have his head, we have his body, and let's give him some little ears. He also has kind of pointy little ears. They're a little rounder than that, but that's okay, we'll round those out. All right, and let's give him a little arm here, sort of stumpy little arm. Now he's got a little arm here. Okay. Little arm here. And let's give him, or I guess a leg, whatever. Let's give him a little one back here. And they kind of come to tapered points. All right. Oh, get a little, give him a little shade of his back leg back here. All right. Now we can give him the little bulb on the back that sort of makes it almost like a turtle shell, but I guess that's what makes him Bulbasaur. So that sort of looks like the top of a turnip. So let's give it a little like this. And it kind of comes to little points here. And we're gonna give him little claws on his little toes. So he's got about 3 per. Just gonna give him 3 little claws here. And same over here. All right. Now we're gonna give him a little bit more definition. So he's got this bulb kind of comes like this. And we can get rid of, you know, the top of this. We only kept the shape so it kind of seems more like, you know, how a shoulder joint or leg joint would meet the body. So let's get rid of that, but we can kind of keep it a little bit on the rounder side. And then same with over here. We're going to get rid of this. And if you're going to color these in, you're not going to see any of these lines, so not to worry. All right, so give him a little bit more definition. He has these like little patches on him, so we'll give him some of those. All right, let's mess with his face. So let's see, he's got a nice wide smile. That's why he's so cute. A little bit too pointy, so I'm gonna rethink that angle here. He's got these tiny little incisor teeth, so we'll give him teeth. Get rid of this here, so his ears look like more of a part of his head. And his eyes are real wide set. Kind of this bell shape. And since he's kind of looking at us at an angle, I'm gonna make this one a little bit less wide and a little bit less bell shaped. And he's got another little patch on his head. Couple actually, so we'll give him a few of those. All right, and now just clean up your lines a little bit. So if you've got a lot of extra lines hanging out there, just get rid of those. And you've got yourself a Bulbasaur. All right. So we've got a Jigglypuff and a Bulbasaur. Let's see if we can do Pikachu. Let's give it a go. He's our most popular character, I think, so we got to give him a try. All right, so we've got Jigglypuff, we've got Bulbasaur, and now we're gonna try Pikachu. All right. So let's start with his head and his body, just like we did with Jigglypuff and Bulbasaur. We'll start with his little head, which is a little bit of a shape here. Just kind of do the same thing we did with the others. Just keep messing with it till you get the shape quite the way you want it to be. And his body is sort of just like, I don't even know what shape to call this really. All right, now the ears. So the ears are at an angle and they're rather pointy. So let's see if we can get the right ratio of ear to body. And his other ear kind of comes to the side a little bit at an angle. So let's try that. All right, so arms and legs, we'll give him, he's a little bit block here. So we'll give him a little arm. Okay. A little arm over here. And 2 little feet kind of come out the bottom. So we'll give, see, that's I already know I don't like that. That's too long. So let's try to rein that in a little bit. Okay, and another pointy little foot over here. Okay, that'll do. All right, so a little bit more definition now. We're gonna add a tail. So let's see, let's give his ears a little bit of a, I don't know if you can actually see now. I feel like my hand's blocking. So let's try to adjust a little here. All right, so we'll give his a little bit more definition here and his ears. And let's see, maybe little spikies here for his fingers. Just a few little claws here. Let's see. He's got these little patches on his cheeks that are cute. Let's give him some patches on his cheeks. And we gotta add in the Pikachu tail, which is sort of lightning shaped. Let's see. So we'll kind of come, the big part of it, we wanna make sure is the right size for his body, right? So let's start with the big part, and then we can kind of work our way backward. So it's sort of lightning shaped and comes in and out. It's kind of, don't love it. Let's try it again. Your eraser is your best friend, right? So we'll try it again. Try to get the right turns in here. And it kind of comes down a little bit and in a little bit. And here's his body. All right. I don't love that. We'll come back to that if we don't really like that. All right, so next thing, we're gonna get rid of some of these lines that we had just to give us the right shape. So some of these lines we'll get rid of. We can get rid of this. All right, what else do we need to erase? Just these little feet lines. Can kind of keep a little bit here. He's got toes that are sort of shaded. All right, now the trickiest part of any drawing is always the face. If you can't get the facial expression quite right, it doesn't look right. So we might have to take a couple tries to get the face right, but he's got this cute open mouth smile that kind of comes to a point here. He's got a tiny little point for his nose, and he's got little eyes. Is this a good spot for them? They seem a little high. This one seems a little high. So let's pull it down just a little bit. Okay, that's a little bit better. Now let's give him eyes, eyeballs, and then we can kind of color it in a little bit. So the tips of his ears are black. And let's see what else. His little toes here. Pikachu. Thinking. And then you can just go over it and clean up any of your extra lines. You can make your lines a little bit more, press down a little bit harder and a little bit firmer since you know where you want them now. And that'll also help differentiate from where you had some of your sketch lines. There we go, we're just going over it now. And there you have it. So I just went over the lines a little bit more firmly and erased some of the things, the extra lines that we had in here, and just cleaned it up a little bit. And you have Jigglypuff, Bulbasaur, and Pikachu. So I want to see you guys give it a try. Share your work with us. Show us how you made out making little Pokemon drawings. Thanks, guys. Thank you.